Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking a little journey over to the misty, super serene waters of Kashmir's Dal Lake. We're going to be exploring this magnificent, century-old houseboat that doesn't just, float there. It literally delivers memories to the rest of the world. It's a stunning piece of living history, and I am absolutely pumped to share it with you guys. So let's just dive right into this. Have you ever mailed a letter from a swaying boat? I mean, really, just imagine the scene for a second. It's early morning, dawn is just breaking, and there's that gentle dip of a wooden paddle in the water right as you hand off a postcard. A postcard that's going to be stamped right there, literally upon the water, before making its massive journey across the globe. It's just such an incredible concept. And we're not talking about some subtle, hidden little boat here either. It's painted in the unmistakable bright red and yellow colors of India Post, anchored securely with these thick ropes near Nehru Park, right between Ghat 14 and 15 on Boulevard Road. For those taking notes, this isn't some tourist hotel or a quirky gimmick. It is a fully functional, government-run post office. Actually, it's the only one of its kind in the entire world. No way, right? All right, let's move into Section 1, a floating postal legacy. The history of this place is a total story of resilience. This service actually started delivering mail on Dal Lake way back in 1953, mainly serving the local houseboat communities who lived and worked out on the water. Fast forward to 2011, and it gets officially inaugurated in its current vibrant form. But, it hasn't exactly been smooth sailing. In 2014, these really devastating floods hit the region and severely damaged the houseboats and even ruined the museum inside. Yet somehow it survived, got repaired, and is still serving people today. The emotional connection to all this history is just profound. Like, take tourist Ayapava Das, who said, "It was my long dream to visit this post office and to see how actually it is looking." That sentiment right there, that's exactly why people travel thousands of miles. They don't just want to look at it. They want to physically send a piece of mail from this exact spot, just to become a tiny part of that living legacy. Moving right along to Section 2, inside the Heritage Houseboat. So what's it actually like inside? Well, stepping across the wooden gangplank, you enter a space that feels completely different from any government office you've ever been to. Inside this two-room structure, you'll find these gorgeous, traditional cotton bond wooden ceilings, beautifully carved walnut wood furniture, and a prominent portrait of the beloved Kashmiri poet Major looking right down from the wall. You're just surrounded by embroidered textiles, intricate papier-mâché decorations, and traditional brass samovars. It's this wild, beautiful blend of your standard, ordinary postal lockers mixed with spectacular, traditional craftsmanship. The stark, beautiful contrast here is really the whole point. Think about your average, ordinary post office for a second. You're probably picturing concrete walls, harsh fluorescent lights, maybe some standard, everyday date stamps, right? Now compare that to the floating post office. We're talking a cedar houseboat, the gentle rocking of lake waves, and, honestly, this is my favorite part, a totally unique cancellation seal that actually features an image of a traditional shikara boat. It takes this totally routine chore and turns it into a full-on sensory, historical experience. Now that we've got a feel for the vibe, let's shift gears to Section 3, the daily mail operations. So the actual day-to-day operations follow a highly precise, almost quiet rhythm. Step 1, a traditional shikara boat glides over the still water, bringing the day's mail and parcels right to the houseboat. Step 2, the staff sorts the mail and carefully applies that awesome, unique shikara boat seal we were just talking about. And finally, Step 3, the mail is dispatched out to the rest of the world. It's a watery ritual that's stayed largely unchanged for decades. And get this, on a typical day, they process an average of just 10 to 20 parcels. 10 to 20. It's a surprisingly intimate number, isn't it? But really, that's kind of the point. This whole operation, it's not about mass volume or, industrial efficiency. It is entirely about preserving quality, personal connection, and memory. The staff there fully understands the weight of what they're doing, too. Postman Abdul Hamid Huntrai notes, some are mailing pashmina shawls, saffron, or dry fruits. Each parcel carries a story. And it's so true. Whether it's a tourist sending a tiny little souvenir postcard or a local houseboat operator dispatching some premium regional goods, the postal workers recognize the deep personal significance packed into every single item they touch. As the sun sets on Dal Lake, we reach our final chapter. Section 4, more than just mail. So why does a floating post office still matter so much in our fast-paced, super digital era? Well, boatman Bashir Ahmad Kalu perfectly captures this enduring magic. He says, despite the internet and smartphones, that experience is something digital communication cannot replace. And honestly, he hit the nail on the head. The thrill of knowing your parcel started its journey bobbing on a boat on Dal Lake. It involves this act of intentionality and charm that a quick text message or email is just never going to replicate. To further cement that cultural importance, the houseboat also doubles as a philately museum. Basically, it's a dedicated space inside the boat showcasing rare stamps and tracing the rich postal history of Jammu and Kashmir. And even though those tragic 2014 floods damaged a lot of the original historical collection, the recreated exhibits stand today as a super proud testament to the region's enduring identity. It's literally a museum floating on the water, guarding the region's history. Which brings us to one last question I want to leave you with. Who would you send a postcard to from the world's only floating post office? Really think about it for a second. I'm going to leave you with that thought to ponder as we wrap up our explainer today. I truly hope you're feeling inspired, not just by the incredible beauty of Dal Lake, but maybe to go out and rediscover the lost, beautiful art of the physical letter. Thanks so much for learning with me today.